Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my home in Livingston, Montana. Okay, what I'm up to today is I'm reviewing a knife from this company right here, CFK Cutlery Company. Actually, I'm probably reviewing the company more than I am their knives. But to save me some time, please do this for me. Go to www.customforgedknives.com and read their propaganda, because I'm not repeating this video because I don't want to be here all day. Okay, the particular knife that I'm going to be showing is right here. Here it is in the sheath. Let me get focused all in here. And let me pull this out. I can't tell you what model this is. The only thing that I can tell you about this knife right here, see that number right there? That's what they call a batch number. Okay? And I'll tell you a little later on why I can't tell you what the name of this knife is. I really can't either. Okay, take a look at this little emblem right here if you can see it. Right there on that blade. It says, on the left-hand side, it says CFK. On the left-hand side, that's skull. And on the right-hand side, it says D2, because this steel, supposedly, in this knife is made out of D2 tool steel, okay? Now, the blade on this guy right here, I measured all this stuff myself, is a 1/4 inch thick, which is, for my needs, is a little bit too thick. I have found, in my experience with knives, and I've got a lot of experience, that thick blades do not cut near as good as a well-formed, thinner blade. It's that simple. Okay, now, let me see here. This knife, from the total length of this blade right here is 5 inches from here to here, and it's 4, let me see, I got some notes here, it's 4 1/4 from right here to right there, okay? This knife, like I say, D2 tool steel, supposedly, and it's got a convex grind on this blade, if you can see that. I am not a great big lover of convex grinds, you know, and when I first got this piece right here, it took me 2 hours to put an acceptable edge. You can see where I really bared in with my diamond stones, because I sharpened by hand, okay? Now, moving on to this handle right here. This is a polished micarta handle. They call it a honeycomb handle. Well, that's what the write-up says. And it's put on these scales right here, put on here with aluminum pins. And this is a brass lanyard tube right here. Okay. And let me see my notes here. These scales are 4 3/8 of an inch long from here to here. 4 3/8 of an inch long. They're 4 1/4 inches high, right in here like this. And thick-wise, right in here like this, we're talking 3/4 of an inch. And that's just about it. I can't tell you too much more. You know, well, I can't tell you a name. I'll tell you why. And this sheath right here, believe you me, I've seen a lot worse sheaths in my day, and I've definitely seen a lot better sheaths. I'm only going to give this a medium quality sheath at the very, very best, okay? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jump in front of the camera and tell you my story. My CFK purchase story, or whatever you want to call it, you know. Let me get this in focus. Hang on here. I'll jump around. Don't go away. I'll try to wrap this up just as quick as I can. Okay, go to that website like I advised you to and read their hype, because there's a whole bunch of crap on the internet that CFK is not a U.S. company. The knives are made in Pakistan or England, or I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. But I just know that's what I get for jumping out of my circle of influence, which is Puma knives, Benchmade, and etc., etc. Okay, what had happened in my situation exactly is well over a month ago, I picked out, not this knife right here, but I picked out another knife on Amazon and purchased it. And by the way, before I get into this little small story here, If you go to that website, all it's going to do is take you around in a circle to 3 vendors that they use: Amazon, eBay, and Walmart. Now that's a fact. Okay, but I bought this dipper knife. It was a tonneau bladed, blah, 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 whatever have you. And on the handle, on the scales, there were sheep, what they called American sheep horn. And when I got that knife, that sheep horn was all cracking and flaking off and all kinds of weird. Totally unacceptable. I've never seen a knife like that with a bone-handled knife in my entire life, especially when it comes to my Pumas. Okay, so I got a hold of CFK or, through Amazon and told them, this just won't do. This is totally unacceptable. I raised all kinds of hell. So what they basically did is they had me send that knife, not this one right here that I showed you, but they had me send that knife back to a place in Florida, Clearwater, Florida, I do believe, to the replacement center, and they told me they'd send me a replacement knife, as soon as they got one. Well, a whole month went by, over a month, and no knife came. So I wrote him, and I said, what's up with this nonsense? And so, apparently, they couldn't replace the original knife. That's why I ended up with this one right here. So what they did is they opened up their store on eBay. Key in on me here. This'll help some of you that are thinking about buying CFK knives. They told me to go up and down their inventory and pick out any knife I want to, the value of $80, because the original knife was $79.95 or $99 or whatever have you on Amazon. They told me to pick out a knife of equal value. Well, I actually had $90 involved in my other knife because it cost me $10 to send the knife back to Florida, the defective one, the one with the handles all falling apart. So anyway, I go tearing up and down their inventory, and I come up with this guy I just got done showing you right here. This club. And so, I ended up with this knife right here, which isn't even remotely close to what I originally wanted, but at least their customer service treated me okay, and they tried to make things right, even though it took over a month to get me satisfied, and I'm still not satisfied because this knife is way too, this handle is too slick on this thing. It really is. The knife itself is way too thick, like I pointed out to you. Thick knives do not cut as well as, thinner knives, okay? But anyway, the point that I'm going to try, the main point to this movie file is this. If you're considering buying a CFK custom forged knife, don't buy it at Wally World. Don't buy one of these goofy things at Wally World. Don't buy one on Amazon where the prices are fixed. What you want to do is get on eBay and bid on them. Because I know for a fact that some of their knives were going for $20, $30, $40 on there. Would I spend another, $70, $80, $90 for a knife like this? No, because this just simply doesn't fit my needs. The fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bushcrafting knife, okay? I understand bushcrafting, but I'm really not into bushcrafting. Now, the reason why I say that is because there's one thing in bushcrafting that they do that I am dead set against. They'll take a knife, very simple to this, with a big thick blade like this, and they'll make kindling. They'll take a round piece of wood, stand it up like this, put the blade on the piece of kindling like this, and take another piece of wood or a 2x4 or something, and start beating the knife. Start beating the knife to death. In other words, they're trying to turn their knives into hatchets and axes. I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody that's watching this video, a knife is an instrument for cutting, period. It is not an axe. It is not a hammer. They've got specific knives like machetes and stuff for other heavier cutting, okay? Also, while I'm on this subject of bushcrafting batoning knives, I'm going to tell a story, a hunting story that went terribly wrong, and it was all because of one of my hunting partners broke his hunting knife because he was beating on it. On my good Pumas, I never beat on them. But that's about all of these CFKs. My point being, that's about all that these kind of knives are good for is a bushcrafting knife. Which, guys, if you're bushcrafters, I have nothing against you. I love you. Whatever. I just do not agree with batoning knives, beating on knives. So, there's my main point about CFK. If you're going to buy one of these things that's got a, there's all kinds of gossip and all kinds of conspiracy or controversy or whatever have you on the internet about this company. But if I had this whole mess to do all over again, I'd have just simply went to eBay and bidded on one. You can get one cheaper than if you go to, like I say, Amazon where the prices are set or Walmart. That's all I've got to say about CFK. And that's what I deserve all this problem right here because I stepped out of my circle of influence, which is Knives of Alaska, Benchmade, Puma, and some of these other knives I believe in. But, if you can get one of these for $20, $30, you got yourself a deal. That's as fair as I can be. See you folks on down the trail. Thanks for watching the Movie File.